It's Bronze and Modern Gods. I'm John.
I'm Richard.
What? Wait, yeah. It still freaks me out every time that I don't see you in my office and my desktop, looking at me from StreamYard. In case you're wondering what we're doing here together and you haven't been paying attention or you're new to the show, I am here in lovely Northeast Ohio for Neo Comic Con, which was today in North Olmsted, Ohio. And we just got back from that a couple of hours ago. Richard, you start off. What'd you think?
It was fun. It was a great show, always. By the way, I'm sick. I got Tinkerballs over here in the corner sleeping. That was a good time. We showed up early and did a walkthrough around the whole place on setup day. Then we did another walkthrough in the morning, and it was a huge crowd. I was really, really impressed with the size of the crowd this year.
It was a line out and around the building, and lots of vendors. Every table was full. I would say over 75 vendors, over 100?
Yeah, over 100.
Okay.
Eric said they had over 120 comic-related vendors. And there were a lot of people there selling books.
Yeah, and we went nuts. I think it's fair to say we both got a lot of things today, but didn't spend a lot of money. Did you spend any major purchases?
Nope. I spent less than $100. I bought all books that I bought for my personal collection.
I think I spent just a hair under $200.
Wow. Okay.
Which is not too shabby. That's $100 less than my budget was. And I got a lot of stuff. You guys will be surprised. A lot of things I've been looking for a long time. One long time quest completed at NeoCon in Ohio, of all places. I mean, I was just at Comic-Con in San Diego, and I couldn't find this book.
That's awesome.
So it was really good. Before we get into that show and tell, let's talk a little bit about what we did yesterday, which was we went to go see the Fantastic Four.
Yes, we did.
You start.
I personally thought it was a good movie. It had some. Okay,
here we go.
I like the movie in general, but I fell asleep. I legitimately fell asleep. The pace got so slow. I was already tired. It got so slow that for about 15 minutes, I woke up and things had happened that I had no knowledge of because there is definitely a pacing problem with the movie.
It's funny you say that because that was my first thought was afterwards. But there's a section between the end of Act 1 and where Act 2 really gets into full gear that it's about a 15-minute section. That is a slog, you guys. I mean, I understand it's character building. I understand it's, trying to establish they're a family and they care about each other and they're close. We got it, guys. We don't need 20 minutes of it. But once they get to where Galactus is holed up, through that space warp, it kicks into gear, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. I kind of let myself get over some of the really nerdy aspects that were bugging me, like the fact that they never refer to them as their superhero names, not once.
Not a single time that you mentioned it. Yeah.
Except for the cartoon. And by the way, spoilers. If you have not seen it yet, now's the time to skip about 5-10 minutes ahead in the podcast. We'll wait. Okay, thank you for skipping. I thought Galactus was a little too hands-on as a character. Galactus is a force of nature in the comics. He has Nova or whoever, Terrax, whoever his herald is, do most of the dirty work, which Shalabal was doing. Right. But there could have been moments where the Thing does not have enough to do in this movie. Ben Grimm, I know he pilots the ship, but there's no knockdown, drag-out slugfest with the Thing, which is what we want to see clobber in time. Where is the Punisher, the robot servant of Galactus from the comics that he, dismisses Ben Grimm, says, go take care of this gnat. That would have been cool to see him slugging it out with the Punisher, not Frank Castle. The robot's name was the Punisher. So, but I got over it real quick. Overall, I know it sounds like I'm damning it with faint praise. A strong 7.
Yeah, I agree with you. They did not. Not you mentioned, they never call out the names. That's really interesting. Sue Storm is always a difficult character because if you go by the original storyline, her powers are pretty ineffectual compared to the rest of the team.
She steals it.
Yeah.
It's still very point and pose.
Yes,
with
it
the
is.
powers. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think a strong 7, maybe an 8 is a good ranking for it. If you cut out that 15 minutes of time,
I didn't fall asleep, but I was close.
oh, I felt bad because other than that, I enjoyed it. It was a fun summertime movie. It is.
Yeah.
It is not anything that is Oscar nominee worthy, but for a good superhero movie, we've been blessed this summer. We had Superman, which was a good movie. And then we had Fantastic Four, which is another good movie. Neither one of them are really great, but they fill the role, and there are things to be proud of in both those movies.
We've been spoiled previously with things like Winter Soldier and Endgame, even the first Avengers movie, even the first Iron Man. We've been spoiled rotten with these really great popcorn summer blockbusters.
Yeah.
And then you have things like the Marvels where it doesn't do as well.
Yeah.
So maybe we went into this with lower expectations.
I completely agree. If this had come out right after Endgame, we probably would have ranked it even lower.
Yeah. Go see it. I was in a theater. I think that's the breaking news. They actually got me to go into a theater. Nobody got shot. Nobody was assaulted. It was actually an enjoyable experience in the theater. The seats were almost too comfortable. That's why this one fell asleep. So I thought it was okay. Anything else to put a capper on the FF?
No, I recommend going seeing it. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
If you're on the fence, it is definitely worth seeing.
Okay, come back, people who skipped ahead for the spoiler. Return to the show if you're fast forwarding. Let's talk about Neo Comic Con and what we got today. We have a little extended show and tell. I would switch to the screen, but this is it, folks. What do you got? What'd you get?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say the pricing I think was reasonable.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, so that was a real breath of fresh air. I didn't. There were a couple booths where it looks like they hadn't repriced their books, but people like Comics Are Go was very price sensitive and had realistic prices on his books. And a lot of other vendors like Nerdbox had good pricing. Chuck, if you're watching, he always has great prices.
And everyone was willing to deal. I did not pay retail once.
Neither did I. Neither did I. First of all, I want to thank Kevin from Kmore Comics. He was our host, we'll say. And Kevin gifted me a number of things, which I really, really appreciate. One of the things he gave me is this bag of Mylars so that I don't have to have wrinkly sacks when I display books in the future. So I appreciate that, Kevin. Anyway, the first book that I bought, this is just a nostalgia buy. This is Starlog #1. For those who don't know, Starlog is a science fiction magazine from the late 70s, early 80s. It's a really great. You got to remember, at the time, there was no internet. So if you wanted extended information about a particular movie or TV show, you had to go to magazines. And this, to me, was one of the premier magazines around.
And you had to walk 3 miles in 2 feet of snow.
No kids today. They're spoiled. They just don't understand.
They don't get it.
They don't understand. So I bought this because I haven't read this book probably since the 80s.
Nice.
Yeah, it's in great condition.
Yeah. Could use a press, but
it could. Nice content.
It was on newsprint when it started. It went to glossy.
To glossy, yeah. Here talking about King Kong. Overall, it's just a great book. Here's stuff for Space 1999. And this looks like,
is that a Star Wars behind the
that's
scenes?
when Lindsay Wagner is the Bionic Man on the back cover. I had such a crush on Lindsay Wagner back then.
Why don't you just take her hair and put it behind her ear?
Yeah, William Shatner. So it's a good. It's again. This is what you had instead of the internet. And Starlog was one of the few magazines that focused specifically on sci-fi. And it's fortunately very reasonable. I paid $20 for this particular copy.
Too shabby.
Yeah.
Of course, Richard's leaving. As he's walking out, I'm calling him furiously, and he for some reason blocked. Some reason he's not picking up. There was a super minty copy on someone else's booth for $40. But you're happy.
I'm very happy. $20 is great because I plan on reading this, and I would feel kind of guilty reading, a near mint copy. This one, it's got some flaws on the spine, lots of spine ticks, and so I won't feel guilty at all reading it.
I wonder who owns that property now in the editorial inside, because wouldn't you buy and read a Starlog omnibus?
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That sounds like
join our Kickstarter.
Yeah. Sounds like a great Kickstarter.
So, like I said, I found things that I've been looking for forever. Not necessarily that I haven't found, but I haven't found at a good price or in the condition I want. One of them is a book that, as a huge David Bowie fan, biggest David Bowie fan that you know? Okay. Me? Yes. Okay. You remind me of the Babe. What Babe? The Babe with the power. What power? It is Labyrinth #1, David Bowie in that corner box. Are you going to make me a David Bowie corner box?
I will make you one. I will make you one.
Yeah, I had a 9698 with a press. They're asking 18. I got it for 25% off that. So love me my Labyrinth #1. Now I have to find a 2 and 3.
I have to admit, I did not like Labyrinth as a movie.
I didn't either. I just wanted for Bowie. I mean, I like the soundtrack. Magic Dance is the jam. I did not. We haven't seen each other's books so far, so I'm surprised. I just cheated and saw his next book, and I can't believe the price it's on.
Yeah, it's definitely a reader copy. This is Fantastic Four number 86. This awesome Doom cover. This is one of my favorite covers. You see that $5 price? I got like 30% off of it. So $3 for this book. I just couldn't pass it by when I saw it. It is
okay.
It is beat up.
Yeah, I see that.
But again, if you want a reader book, a lot of people don't read these books anymore because of the value associated with them. So this is a good opportunity to pick up a book that I can leaf through and read and enjoy without feeling like I'm reducing the value of it by just simple, action of reading it.
That can also be your blue LED pressing experiment.
This is very true. This is very true.
That would benefit a bit.
For those listening on the podcast, got to remember to those people. It's Fantastic Four 86 has Doom looming over the Fantastic Four. It's a beautiful, beautiful Kirby cover. The colors on it are the vibrant greens and the blues. It's a perfect example of this era of comics where they really, really use the colors from the presses to great effect.
And it's in a wrinkled sack.
It is in a wrinkled sack, but Kevin helped me fix that.
Okay. I have a threefer here. I kind of really pulled back on Marvel Westerns because I have so many of them. I'm like, do I need a full run of Kid Colt Outlaw? Maybe. Do I need a full run of Rawhide Kid? But I saw these three, and these are three particularly tough issues for each of these runs, and they were just priced great. This is Rawhide Kid 156. It's one of the picture frame covers from the 70s, and it's also the 1 month where Marvel went to 25 cents, giant size, and then the next month they went right back to 20 cents. But this is just a great example of it. I can't tell you how nice it is. It's not coming across, but it's at least a 9.2.
Nice.
And $18 plus 25% off. I will take that all day long. And the same deal. Did you have something to say about this?
No, that's a beautiful cover.
Yeah. It's Herb Shrimpy. Rhymes with Shrimpy. The other two from the same dealer, he had two more picture frames. Rawhide Kid 98 with a black picture frame cover.
What's the condition on that one?
I would say this one's a little less, more of an 8.5, but for $10, 20% off. So for $8, I will take that all day long. The spine in particular is gorgeous. It is a little bend down here in the corner.
Little finger bend?
Little color breaking,
stacking
bend. But right along that same time period, Rawhide Kid 102, another black picture frame cover that is a tough and grade one. And this is a John Severin and Gil Kane cover. And I don't know, is that like a 9.0 for you?
Yeah.
That's pressable. That little
It
bend
is.
there.
The spine looks great.
$15 plus 20% off. I mean, those three were just a slam dunk buy. So really happy with those.
Awesome. Next, I've been looking for good Star Wars, the original series.
Star Trek?
Star Trek. Thank you. I meant Star Trek.
Go buy Star Wars.
And our mutual friend Chuck, who runs his Comic Palooza show twice a year, Labor Day and Memorial Day. He also does booths at Neo Comic Con and some other shows. Well, he was there, and he had a run of Star Trek, the original series, for $10 a piece. Here's issue number 2, issue number 3.
Nice photo cover. It's almost like a Dark Shadows.
It is.
Cover.
It is. These are all photo covers. Issue number 4, and then issue 5. All for $10. Chuck always gives me a good discount, so probably $7 a piece. I've been looking for these books. I was glad to find that. I'm still looking for a number 1 that's reasonable. I don't
say you still need a 1.
Still need a 1, but this gives me a number of the other. He had more. There were some additional ones, but I decided to cut it off at 5 because of space issues. If I get a number 1, then maybe I'll be encouraged to do the rest of the series. But yeah, the original Star, it's interesting because I was talking to when I was getting lunch. Somebody asked me what I did today, and I said I went to a show, and they asked what kind of books did you buy, and I said Star Trek, and they thought, Star Trek: The Next Generation, and they just did not know the characters from the original show.
Wow.
They knew Kirk, but that was pretty much it.
I guess it's not like syndicated TV anymore. Like we had 4 channels and UHF, and there's so much variety that you would have to actively search out the original Star Trek series on Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
you're watching.
You're absolutely right, and that's a shame because I thought the original series, the original series is established the pattern for every other Star Trek, and the characters are so strong. Even though William Shatner is known for overacting, his acting is iconic. Literally, you think of him when you think of the Kirk character. Anyway, this is where I started Star Trek in this series, watching reruns, and so
Channel 43, Sunday night at 6.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is another nostalgia buy for me.
That's 2 Star Trek related books you've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't know something is great until I see it in front of me. We saw that with my Comic-Con San Diego buys, my Rocky and Bullwinkles. I've started looking through Charlton romance and horror. And you remember the Charlton romance cover I talked about a few weeks ago with the leather daddy, the hiker, and the subtext? I saw this today. This is from 1978. It is Ghostly Tales number 126, and I'm just going to show you the cover.
Is that a luchador there?
Richard, you want to explain this cover to the people on the podcast?
You got a guy wearing a wrestling mask, shirtless, and with his hairy chest popping out, and he's got this guy overhead, bent backwards, like he's going to take him. He's going to do a Bane.
Take him to Browntown.
He's going to break him over his knee. So I would not want to be that guy.
So I just saw this cover and I giggled. And I thought, well, this is a buy, isn't it? I think so. So there's that
one. Next one I bought, this is something, and the next 2 actually, I already have these 2. Here is Submariner number 57, which is, if you see that woman there on the cover, that is an appearance of Venus.
She's got it.
In Marvel Comics, this is, I've got a copy of this. This one is in pretty good shape, probably a 6.5, maybe a 7, and
looks nicer.
Yeah, for $20 list, but I got a discount off of that. I definitely wanted the copy because I think it's better than the copy that I have currently.
Yeah, today you paid cash for everything.
Yes, I did.
Me too. Big lesson. I've learned it finally. I'm all about learning big life lessons too late. Like, Comic-Con, go on panels,
Yeah.
go to panels.
You're not dead yet.
Not dead yet. Today I learned, get a wad of cash like Richard, and you get discounts. And this next book is a great example of it. They were asking $80 for it. I offered 60, and he said, as long as it's cash, we'll do 60. So 20% off.
Yeah.
This book, I was waiting for him to counter at 70 or something. Great. Rocky, Bullwinkle, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Dudley Do-Right. You can't do it without Fractured Fairy Tales #1.
Oh my goodness, that just brings back so many memories.
I did not know Fractured Fairy Tales had their own
I didn't
comic.
either. Where's the little Cupid?
I know. You would think that'd be the main character. It does say, I love the copy, bedtime stories to read while the babysitter is watching TV. And you have the little gnome and the witch from the beginning, but I don't see the little Cinderella type pixie that used to introduce Fractured Fairy Tales. But there it is. I'm working on all my Bill Ward related cartoons.
That was all just fun. That was so much fun back then.
And it was adult. It was kind of adult because there were some hidden references to politics and not anything dirty or filthy, just a more adult-oriented humor hidden there. Somebody had the other Rocky and Bullwinkle 4-color one-shot. There were 3 of them, and it was just in too rough a condition, so I left that one behind.
Excuse me. So I gave away this one.
Yeah.
Let's skip to this one. Here we got Brother Voodoo 170.
I didn't know you bought that.
Yeah. Got it for it's $10. Got this from Chuck as well. With the discount, it's probably a $7 book, which is great. This is the second appearance of Brother Voodoo. I don't have this one or his first appearance.
I have to wonder if that issue sold particularly well, because I see a lot of that particular issue out there in the wild. I don't see a lot of 169s.
Right.
In the later 171, I don't see that one a lot, but I see that one a lot.
I couldn't pass it up, for the price. This is, since I don't have a copy. I've never had a copy.
And Mil Hinton.
That's true. I never thought of it that way. So brother Voodoo in the cover, for those listening, he's being attacked by a bunch of snakes. This is such a like a golden age cover,
Yeah, it is very much a throwback to like the Jungle comics.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a good connection that I would not have made. I'm going to skip to these because I want to save my big one for the last. Richard talked about Starlog and reading it. They had a sister publication that started in 83, 82. And let me see here. 81. Close. I'll just keep going till I run out of numbers. Starlog presents Comic Scene #1. There is Jim Shooter and Stanley on the cover. This is a minty direct sales copy of Comic Scene #1. They were in the direct market.
Wow.
I used to go to Walden Books and wait for this to be on the shelf. I wanted this so bad. I love this book. It was like, comics have their own news magazine now that's on the newsstand. And if I turn it over,
I was going to ask you to do that.
Look, it's the TV episode guides.
Yeah.
And I turn it over. It's not mint anymore. You see all the finger rubs on the back. I didn't notice that when I bought it. But there's that TV episode.
But look at all the other magazines that were of that period. Again, you went to the newsstand to get your news. That's why it was called that. So you got Spaceships magazine, which I remember, fondly as well. The monster magazines, the villains, special effects, all those magazines are on the newsstand. And
I just wonder if anybody ever bought the space art one.
I don't remember that.
The lowest selling one. And while he had that, and he also had, I believe this is issue 3. Let me find out. Now, of course, it doesn't have an issue. No, issue #2. So you had Stan on issue 1. Equal time on issue 2 with Jack Kirby talking about the launch of his creator-owned Captain Victory and Space Rangers. And this one's got thumb.
Yeah.
Why does the front not have the
It's
thumbprints, but the back's some?
Those magazines are tough.
Ooh, I thought these were really nice. Well, I guess I'll just have to read them. All right, what do you got?
Next, I've got this is an obvious buy here. This is X-Men 145. You can see I've got this beautiful shirt here that Kmart from Kmart Comics made for me, and I love this shirt. I love this book. You got Doom holding up his, the spoils of victory. He's got Storm in one hand,
Before he turns you to chrome.
yes, and in the other hand, he's holding up a chalice that he's drinking the sweet victorious wine from. Is this a great cover? I just love this Doom cover because it just shows his personality to a T.
How many copies do you have now?
I probably have 7.
So you had to buy it.
I had to buy it. It was for $7.
Okay.
It was it was one of those things that yeah.
All right. To wrap all this up, the last book I want to show. By the way, we bought more than this, but we had to keep this to a manageable 40 minutes or so because I have another stack over there. And it's just random like Valiants and fillers and things I needed, and you have more books. You guys know I've been looking for 2 books forever. The first appearance of Roadrunner in comics, which I got last year, and the first appearance of Speedy Gonzalez in Bugs Bunny Christmas Bunnies #7. Here it is.
Awesome.
We've had everyone in our network searching for this book. Forrest, our friend Forrest, has gone to Mile High Comics to look for it. He's gone to he travels a lot for work. He's gone to many, many cities looking for this book. I've been to San Diego Comic-Con looking for this book. And I found it in Northeast Ohio at NEOCon for $90.
That's awesome.
And it's gorgeous. It is the first appearance of Speedy Gonzalez in comics, and I'm checked off with all of my Looney Tunes keys. I'm done. So what's next?
That is the only negative side of completing a collection.
I already know what's next. All the Rocky and Bullwinkle stuff. I've already moved on to that. But I've been looking for this book forever, and of all the conventions and all the stores, it's here.
All the gin joints and all. Yeah.
Here at home, where the heart was.
No, I'm so glad you got that and you finished that part of your collection. And like you say, I know you've been looking for that forever.
Yeah, and I read the story, and it's funny. It's Speedy. It's slightly racist, but hilarious.
Yeah, that's kind of the universe you buy into from 1956.
You cannot accuse Speedy Gonzalez of being a lazy Mexican. He's the exact opposite.
Yes, it's the exact.
He's a hard worker. He's fast. He's quick. He's speedy. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to get back to normal next week. Members, we will see you on Thursday. Thanks for being a member. Everyone else, we will catch you next Monday.
Yes, everybody. Stay safe.